Welcome back to A Proverb a Day Keeps the Police Away. I'm Robert, and today we are going to dive into Proverbs Chapter 14. This chapter is full of wisdom on how to live a life that leads to success and how foolishness can bring us down if we're not careful. In recovery, we are constantly faced with choices that can either lead us to growth or pull us back into old habits. So today we're going to talk about how to recognize those moments and then choose the path of wisdom. So let's get right into it. Proverbs chapter 14. Lady Wisdom builds a lovely home. Sir Fool comes along and tears it down. An honest life shows respect for God. A degenerate life is a slap in his face. Frivolous talk provokes a derisive smile. Wise speech evokes nothing but respect. No cattle, no crops. A good harvest requires a strong ox for the plow. A true witness never lies. A false witness makes a business of it. Cynics look high and low for wisdom and never find it. The open-minded find it right on their doorstep. Escape quickly from the company of fools. They're a waste of your time, a waste of your words. The wisdom of the wise keeps life on track. The foolishness of fools lands them in the ditch. The stupid ridicule right and wrong, but a moral life is a favored life. The person who shuns the bitter moments of friends will be an outsider at their celebrations. Lives of careless wrongdoing are run-down shacks. Holy living builds soaring cathedrals. There's a way of life that looks harmless enough, but look again. It leads straight to hell. Sure, those people appear to be having a good time, but all that laughter will end in heartbreak. A mean person gets paid back in meanness, a gracious person in grace. The gullible believe anything they're told. The prudent sift and weigh every word. The wise watch their steps and avoid evil. Fools are headstrong and reckless. The hot-headed do things they'll later regret. The cold-hearted get the cold shoulder. Foolish dreamers live in a world of illusion. Wise realists plant their feet on the ground. Eventually, evil will pay tribute to good. The wicked will respect God-loyal people. An unlucky loser is shunned by all, but everyone loves a winner. It's criminal to ignore a neighbor in need, but compassion for the poor, what a blessing. Isn't it obvious that conspirators lose out while the thoughtful win love and trust? Hard work always pays off. Mere talk puts no bread on the table. The wise accumulate wisdom. Fools get stupider by the day. Souls are saved by truthful witness and betrayed by the spread of lies. The fear of God builds up confidence and makes a world safe for your children. The fear of God is a spring of living water, so you won't go off drinking from poisoned wells. The mark of a good leader is loyal followers. Leadership is nothing without a following. Slowness to anger makes for deep understanding. A quick-tempered person stockpiles stupidity. A sound mind makes for a robust body, but runaway emotions corrode the bones. You insult your maker when you exploit the powerless. When you're kind to the poor, you honor God. The evil of bad people leaves them out in the cold. The integrity of good people creates a safe place for living. Lady Wisdom is at home in an understanding heart. Fools never even get to say hello. God devotion makes a country strong. God avoidance leaves people weak. Diligent work gets a warm commendation. Shiftless work earns an angry rebuke. And friends, just like that, we are done with Proverbs chapter 14. This really does contrast wisdom and folly, making it clear that the choices that we make will either lift us up or tear us down. The verse, "There is a way that appears to be right, but in the end it leads to death," stands out as a strong reminder here that not everything that feels good or easy is actually good for us. In recovery, it's about recognizing when we're being led astray by what seems like a quick fix or an easy escape, and choosing wisdom instead. The thought for the day: are the choices that you're making today guided by wisdom, or are they driven by what feels good in the moment? Wisdom often requires us to pause for a second, reflect, and sometimes take the harder road, but it's the road that leads to long-term success. In recovery, it's easy to fall into the trap of short-term gratification, but wisdom reminds us to think about the long game. Take a moment today and really ask yourself if your decisions right now are rooted in wisdom, or are they just kind of temporary band-aids for some deeper issues that are going on inside? The quote for the day: "Wisdom is the reward you get for a lifetime of listening when you'd have preferred to talk." Doug Larson. Wisdom doesn't come from always having the answers to things. It comes from being willing to learn, to listen, and to reflect on what happened. In recovery, this means being humble enough to listen to advice from others, even when we think we know what's best. Listening is often the first step to avoiding folly. Imagine for a second that you're trying to assemble furniture without reading the instructions. We have all been there, I think. You think to yourself, "Oh, I got this." But then like 30 minutes later, you've got extra screws, you got a chair that's wobbly, and it just ain't right. That is us when we ignore wisdom and we try to go to it alone. Proverbs 14 is the instructions. We just need to take the time to read and then follow them. So what's one decision you've made recently where you chose wisdom over what felt easy? How did that impact your recovery or personal growth? Let's talk about it in the comments section, friends. And that is it for today's proverb. So thanks again for joining in. Proverb a day keeps the police away. We're like halfway done with the month almost. If today's chapter got you thinking about the role of wisdom in your life, don't forget to give this episode a like, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment in the comment sections. I always love hearing how you're applying wisdom in your journey. So be sure to join me tomorrow for the next chapter, and I will see you then.